says Insomnia Platoon.
Well, I'm sorry.
So you know. Hello, everybody. Wait for everybody to come in. Susan, you're supposed to email me. No, it's not Insomnia Platoon. He forgot to change it. When did this happen again?
You're the one who just did it.
I didn't touch anything with the camera. I just touched the...
You touched it. That hurt, didn't it?
I love you. I mean it.
Hi, Sherry Cherry.
Bob, always. Krista, Grits and
Krista's
Gravy.
Here.
Suburban Hillbilly.
She said, "What's up, kids?" 4 question marks. Why 4 question marks?
I don't know. I emailed you. Yes, I know. Donna, you were the very first one to email me. Donna always. She was the very first one to get it right.
I can't eat this one.
Yes, you can.
I can't. It's gonna be hot.
Sitting here with a bag of Nutter Butters, and you're not sharing? Recycle cotton. Now, who did she say that?
That was Lady Hawthorne.
Lady Hawthorne, okay. Alrighty, let's see. Don't email me, just email me.
Female.
Female me. Okay.
I wear aprons. What's up?
What's he putting in his mouth tonight? Well, Tim, if you've been on Instagram, you might know. Yeah, you're supposed to email it to me. And I even, on one of the things, I said, email your guesses. It was on the Instagram. So, but we'll see. No Instagram, Rebecca says.
It's okay.
Alright. My overhead phone holder comes in tomorrow so I can make more videos. Cool! Whoops. Just kidding. I don't know. You might not. I don't know.
I think I'm going to do it.
I don't know.
I'm going to do it.
I'm not telling. I'm not telling. I'm waiting to see. We got a few people still coming in. We'll see. Did you get your knife yet, Big Bear?
Yeah, Jay, I did a box opening on it.
Jack. Henry Sherrick, that's a new name.
Yep. Hey, Henry. How are you doing, sir?
Okay, I'll tell y'all one thing. Whew.
Hey, nailed it. It's awful smelly in here.
I accidentally had something on my finger.
Can I put one on a J-choke?
Probably. I'm here until I fall asleep. Zena, I'm so glad to see you. I hadn't seen you in a while.
Jason, my friend Olga, my friend in Finland, is watching you.
Yay!
Awesome.
Ginger,
Hello,
I'm going to explain in just a minute. Please don't. I don't want to see you cry live.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. I don't cry.
John's from California.
I just get misty.
Renaissance. There you go, Mud Pie. She was my other one that got it right. She's my other one that sent me an email.
So you got it right. Okay, it's 9:05.
And let's see. Wendy Benjamin, I haven't seen her in a while. I'm glad to see her here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Homestead Network is proud to bring to you the live stream champions of the world. I'm the Big Bear. She's the Mama Bear. And we are the Big Bear Homestead.
The delay is just about... let's see. of joy. There you go. Okay, I can't pronounce that word, Robin. What word? Oh, I don't know. Give me a minute to wake up.
Grab the nitro.
Haha, turn it down. Oh, you got me. Grandma's up now. I was only half a second to turn it off. I was ready that time.
I had no.
Scared the crap out of my cat. You know, you guys, y'all should know by now. Thank goodness I was wearing groundfish. Okay, so
What was that?
my hints today, they were, the first one was a picture of a mountain, and next to the mountain was the word joy. And then the second picture was a picture of Botticelli's statue of the birth of Venus, or Aphrodite. So, I had 2 people guess correctly that emailed me. And sorry to be a party pooper, but I don't care for that. Okay. I was expecting it 15. Well, next time you'll know 5 past usually is about what time. Okay. So, what do those things have to do with our oil tonight? Well, the first thing is that the Mountain and Joy, this oil, its name comes from an old language, Greek language.
Where's the Windex?
And and that comes from the Greek language, and it is mountain and joy, and that's what mountain and joy was for, because its name translates into mountain of joy or delightful mountain, something along that line. The other one is Botticelli's statue, and it is reputed that in I want to say history because it's all mythology, but that Aphrodite actually created this oil, or created this plant. So that's what these 2 things have to do with.
Yeah, I would have never guessed it.
So, without further ado,
Dun dun dun.
let's talk about oregano.
Oregano. Okay, give me a fartichoke. Okay, you know the rules. I need 10. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 hands up. And remember, it'll also get you points. That you're going to share if I do this. So who wants me to do this?
Time to take your medicine.
I'm going to put it on what we call fartichoke because it gives us gas, better known as a sunchoke, better known as a Jerusalem artichoke.
Sherry said Jason is an expert on oregano, at least his armpits are.
Okay, so let me get them. Hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air.
I don't think you're going to have enough people tell you to do it tonight.
Okay, that's 2. I need 8 more. Come on now. Hope 3,
That's
4.
Do not do it. Please say hello to my daughter. Hello, Claire.
5, 6.
Do it, do it, do it.
Sherry, 7. Come on now. Always Steve, the professor. 8.
Drink it like you just don't care. My hands are down. She's like, I don't want to be responsible for this.
I need what? 2 more?
2 more.
2 more. Come on now. 2 more.
Do it, do it.
There they are.
Okay, go ahead. What did I just agree to? Just kidding, don't do it.
Okay. Here we go.
It'll be fine. Don't wait. No. Hold up. Y'all, I'm going to help him out. He's not going to get the full amount.
Just give me 1 drop on the jute choke.
There you go.
No, come on now.
Put it in your freaking mouth and stop. How far is the ER? Warm?
Now I know why Apollo fights us. Woo!
Now listen, guys, and I'm getting ready to say,
D, you don't know my wife.
That's not true. That's why I didn't let him have a full drop, guys. I literally put...
That was bare. I didn't even taste it. That's not fair.
I barely put just a little bit on my finger. And that's one thing I'm going to tell y'all. If you get this oil, if you ever have this oil, if you're going to use it in cooking, you literally want to take a toothpick. And you want to put just enough on that toothpick and stir it into your food, because it will overpower your food.
I think my tongue's got a 30-degree burn.
It's not that bad, is it?
No, not really.
It's not. You would be in tears if it was that hot.
Well, you didn't. You barely gave me any. I feel ripped off.
No, I'm not doing it. No.
Does my breath smell like oregano?
Yes, because I can smell it from over here. It's nasty. That's one thing, guys.
Hi, Claire.
This oil has a very, very strong aromatic presence. Like, I mean, every time I use it, I put it, you have to dilute it, guys. That's one of the very first things I wanted to tell y'all. Let's just go ahead and get into this. Go ahead, by all means, because you, like 3 times, so go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I remember one time, because I didn't really know any better. It was when we were having issues with the dryer and it was making everything so moisty in the house.
Who's that? That name looks familiar. McCormick.
And,
That's not. David McCormick. Do we know you? Yes. Okay. So,
but
go ahead.
And so we were battling mold a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I looked it up in your book, and it does fight the mold.
Mm-hmm.
But I diffused it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever do that.
Yeah. So, okay. So what? First things first. Masochists. Okay. So here's the thing. You can use this aromatically. You can use it topically, and you can ingest it. However, with aromatic, you usually want to blend it with something else, because it is it's very potent in its smell. 2, if you're going to use it topically, you want to dilute it. And I'm not talking about just a little bit of oil. This is a very hot oil. And what I was saying before we mentioned what oil it was, hey bee lady, I'm glad you're here tonight. The thing is that I accidentally had this on my finger, and because the lid was just a little undone, and I had it, and I accidentally touched right here. And I mean, not only can I smell it, but it's also a little red right there.
Did we serve together, McCormick? And Semper Fi right back at you, brother.
Okay. So, with that being said, you definitely want to make sure that you're diluting. Claire, it is very good with spaghetti sauce, but again, it will very quickly overpower any flavor you have. So you've got to be very, very, very careful with this oil.
Let me interrupt. Excuse me. Mike, Basics to Living. I sent you a message. I don't know if you got it. My guy at DNR did get back in touch with me, and I sent you a message about that. So I think I sent it via Facebook.
Okay. Now, contraindications. This can decrease your body's ability to consume iron. So if you have any issues with that, how do you know which essential oils you ingest or use topically? That's a lot of research. I have 3 different books that I research with, and you have to look them up. I have a book that tells me all of mine. Now, on the bottles, if it has essential oil supplemental facts, it lets you know that you can...
Amanda Garden, I'll pray for you.
It lets you know that you can ingest it. But on these bottles, it does say for aromatic, topical, or dietary use. So I would imagine there are some that you can't use dietarily. It'll tell you or whatever. Okay. So...
Where were you at in 95, 96?
Also, pregnant women.
That's not me. I'm not pregnant.
You don't want to use this because it can stimulate blood circulation in the womb that can weaken the lining that covers the fetus. It also is great for dropping in the ocean to attract sharks. So I'm going to send you a gallon of it. Anyway, enough of the fun. So, also,
is it hot in here?
If you're allergic to thyme, basil, mint, sage, lavender, or marjoram, you want to stay away from this one because it's from the same plant family. So, now another thing I like to say, the other thing I like to say is that any of the properties that this has, if this works, like this works good on hyperglycemia. So you don't want to take a medication that works with hyperglycemia and use oregano at the same time. So anything like that, anything that this has a property of, if you're taking a medication that does that same thing, you don't want to take them together, if that makes sense. So, real quick, it's steam distilled from the leaf. It takes about 200 pounds of plant to make 2 pounds of oil.
Holy shnikes.
Yes.
And oregano looks like the oil.
Kinda. No, not really. It does when it's crumpled up, but not when it's growing. So, okay, so the plant can get to 1 to 1.5 feet tall. It grows crimson flowers that bloom between July and August.
I got a little warm teal house. It's still a family show.
The chemical constituents that are active in oregano oil, the big one are the phenols, and that is there's 2 of them that have the strongest. Phenols are what's responsible for antibacterial properties. So, and the phenols that are in oregano are thymol and carbacrol. And that makes up 80 to 90% of the oil. So that works out pretty well. Let's see. However, those properties do vary. Yes, Barbara, that's what I'm saying, and I'll get to that in a minute. However, they vary based on on the soil properties of where it grows. See, it grows wild all over Europe, and the wild oregano is actually the best to get the essential oils from. So it grows wild all over Europe, particularly in Italy and in Greece. So that's where where most of it's harvested from. As far as history goes, before I go any further with that, oregano contains 4 anti-asthmatic constituents within the chemical makeup. 6 are expectorants. 7 help to lower blood pressure, and there's 19 antimicrobials. So, very potent oil, not just in its smell or in its taste, but also just in its overall properties of what it's able to do. So in history, ancient Greeks were among the first to use oregano. It comes from the Greek word oreganos, oros meaning mountains, and ganos meaning joy. Aristotle and Hippocrates revered oregano as a strong antiseptic for the respiratory system, for wounds, ulcers, and burns. And as I said before, it was reputed as created by Aphrodite as a symbol of happiness. So
do you think this would help with my GERD and stuff?
Yes. Yes.
Because I have been having some issues with heartburn lately. So
in 1837, Dr. Kazin recommended oregano for aches and pains associated with colds and flu. Bridal couples were crowned with garlands of oregano, and plants were placed on the tombs of people who'd passed away to give peace to departed spirits. So, I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see. All right, so the properties that oregano has: antibacterial, antifungal, antiseptic, antiviral. It's an immune stimulant. It's antiparasitic, and then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. We're going to go through all the different body systems that are affected by this oil. Barbara says, would you say it can be ingested daily? If you're going to ingest oregano, it needs to be in a vegetable caplet. I would actually recommend using a lot of it topically. And the thing is that topically what you can do is you can put it with any oil, any lotion. I pick whatever lotion I have by the bed, whether it's a flowery lotion or a baby lotion or whatever it is. I take that and I put just a couple of drops of the oil, and then I'll put it on my feet or whatever. So that's how I normally do it.
Backwoods guy? Backwoods guy, yes, I do trap. Claire, yes, we do grow it in our garden.
Okay, I'm reading along my oil's book while you teach. Yeah, I'm glad you're here too, sweetheart. Okay, so first and foremost, body systems, brain. It helps with the aging of the brain and with blood flow of the brain. Helps with blood pressure. We'll get to that in just a second with cardiovascular.
Come to think about it, I was having a tension headache.
A little while ago,
and I don't have a headache
It's
anymore.
because it's helping your blood flow. It helps blood circulation, so that's probably why.
And just like I was having heartburn issues.
So that's one thing I love about essential oils is you don't tell the oil what it's supposed to do. And that's one thing I was going to say. Also, they were asking about ingesting it. Here's the thing about ingesting the oil or the herb or whatever. When you do that, you're lessening the effects of the oil, because when you put it in your system, it's spreading everywhere. When you put it on topically to wherever you're specifically needing it to help, then you're taking all of the energy of that oil and putting it on that. Like, for instance, it's good for rheumatoid or for carpal tunnel and arthritis and things of that, like things like that, joints. So if I eat it, then yeah, I'm going to get some overall effects of it. But if I put it topically on my hand, then it's going to help 10 times more because it's being specifically put on that area.
JS Farms, Teal House. I want in on that.
Barbara says, is there an essential oil that can be used to eliminate nerve pain? No. I don't know of any that eliminates, because I don't think that you can, because that would be like curing something, and you just, that.
We're not allowed to use that word.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so cardiovascular. This oil will help with bruising, poor circulation. It'll also help with people who have tachycardia, which is your heart racing, palpitations, also stenosis, which is the vessels narrowing. So this is a vasodilator, not a vasoconstrictor. So it opens up the blood vessels, and that's what I was talking about with your headache. So as far as price point goes, it's around $32, I think, for a 15 milliliter bottle. And again, this is one of those that you don't need a lot of it. When I start to feel like I'm getting sick, I can take my oil, because last week I was not feeling well at all. And I took a couple of drops, put it in the oil, put it on my feet, put some socks on, and went to bed. And I felt so much better.
Mm-hmm. As you can see, look at my eye from where she socked me.
From the video.
She after we got done making that video, she put some and kind of dabbed it right around here. Now you see I'm still kind of puffy.
Stop.
See how I'm kind of puffy.
So Tiffany asked, would it do well if it was diffused? You could, but I wouldn't recommend it by itself.
We did it when we were doing that. That's the thing I was talking about before. It ran me out the room.
Yeah, if you're going to put pulmonic stenosis, you know what, Rebecca? I have a whole article on how it helps with cats and dogs. And I'll send you that information. I think I have your email. I'll send that to you later. I will tell you what we use it for in our animals.
Oh, I wanted to talk about that.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it in a little bit then. Okay, so let's go on to digestive, because you were talking about your GERD.
My heartburn is gone.
Okay, so this oil has sedative properties in that, not that it's going to make you tired, but it's has a calming property. But in the same aspect, it's a digestive stimulant. So it'll help with digestion to help you to digest things a lot better. But what did you do? Oh,
Danny's off grid. He said, "Woohoo, milk it, big boy."
But what it does is it will calm. It'll calm down, like if you have an upset stomach, it'll help to calm down your stomach. Mm-hmm. It's also good because it's antibacterial, antiviral, all of that lovely stuff. Food poisoning, E. coli, salmonella, this oil helps to get rid of that stuff out of your system. So it's another thing to keep in mind.
So when you eat McDonald's, go home and eat some oregano. Robin, I read somewhere you should not use essential oil straight from the bottle on your skin. I got a sample of Breeze and have been using it straight.
Okay, so what it's saying, bee lady, is you really shouldn't, in order to keep from contaminating the oil, they suggest that you don't touch the bottle to your skin, because you can contaminate the oil with the whatever you have on your hands. Now the other thing too is that some oils, they can be, how do I say that? Sensitivity. If you have skin sensitivity, if you touch an oil from the bottle and you don't know that it's supposed to, then you could burn yourself. You know, like that oregano, it just barely leaked out of the bottle and I touched my skin and I could feel, I mean, it was nice and warm for a few minutes. So as far as that goes, that's what I would tell you, is that they tell you not to touch it straight from the bottle to your hand or whatever, because that's why they put the reducer, the orifice reducer on here, so that when you drop it, you know, it's just a drop as opposed to spilling out.
Maniac Grandma's Homestead. Hello.
That's Brenda. Remember, she changed her name to Maniac. Remember I told you she's from Maine? Mm-hmm. Anyway, okay. All right. Also, it will help with diarrhea.
Cha-cha-cha.
Intestinal gas, stomach flu. Learned another word. The first one, well, the one that I already know is carminative, which means it helps with flatulence. So we know that's one that I keep in stock at the house. Don't use it very often, apparently, but
that means fart, Claire.
Cholagog is the word that I learned. I was pretty stoked to learn that word. And it made sense as soon as I saw it, because you talk about someone being choleric, and that means that they have like their liver or whatever.
Liver alone.
Yeah, so cholagog means that it is capable of releasing bile to help digest fats. So yeah, so this is also a good oil to help with that as well.
So maybe I do need to take a little bit every day.
So you can do that.
Get rid of all this fatness.
Okay, so now onto the endocrine system. This can help with high glucose levels.
What is the
endocrine system? That does like your blood sugar.
Because that sounds like something straight out of
endocrine.
Star Wars. We're heading into the Oregano system.
Ha ha. Okay, so yeah, this works with people who are hyperglycemic. I'm hypoglycemic, so this one I have to be very careful with because I already have low glucose levels. So if I bottom out, you know, and that's the thing is like when I use the oregano, I don't use it when I haven't eaten. I always make sure that I've eaten first before I do that. So, okay, did I see something, Donna Sherry was talking about deep blue. If you're talking about deep blue on your feet, I would not recommend that because I've put it on my feet before, and it might just be me, but I've put it on my feet before, and it actually, because of the cooling sensation, it actually messed with my feet and made my feet a little weird. Kitty, I would probably, we can look it up together, but I think it's in a vegetable caplet to be able to do that. Yeah,
I think you might just have a reaction.
It might be. I cannot put it on my feet.
I was gonna say
Have you put it on your feet?
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it, guys. It makes my feet just tingle. Like.
Well, remember when my back started hurting real bad, and the doc told me I was supposed to rub the Coke bottle on it from standing on the ladder so much. I get that every now and then, and I rub the deep blue on my feet, and I don't get any tingling.
And John, you're right. Wintergreen, it won't eliminate it, but wintergreen works really, really well to work on nerve pain.
Maria.
Okay. Now, immune system. Obviously, this oil is all about the immune system. it works to kill bacteria, cellulitis, cold and flu. It's also antifungal, so it helps with candida. It prevents yeast and bacteria from growing. So that's why you were talking about mold, to be able to kill the fungus that's growing. The thing, one of the statistics that I read is that infectious disease is actually the major cause of death worldwide. And so infectious disease is a big portion of what kills worldwide. And this oil actually works very well against infectious disease. Bacterial, viral. It works on MRSA, rubella, ringworm, which is tuberculosis, sore throat, staph, strep, typhoid, Ebola. I mean, you name it, it has the kit. Not cellulitis. That's different. Cellulitis, grapefruit oil. Okay, so this, and that's the biggest thing that oregano is used for, is to help with digestive and your immune system. It's also an immunostimulant, so if you're not sick and you're using this occasionally, this helps to keep your immune system healthy. Susan, you're absolutely right. Do not get it wet. It can burn your skin. If she's talking about oregano, we know that because...
No, I think she's talking about Deep Blue.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know about getting it wet.
Yes, you do, because you told me I was making it up in my mind. See, I was fixing to just, wasn't gonna bring it up. I was just gonna let that comment go on by, because, and that we're talking about, you're like the only one that Deep Blue tingles on the feet, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And then Susan said, don't use it, don't get it wet and use it because it will burn.
Because of peppermint.
Well, you used to tell me I was crazy. I was making that stuff up. Now you're like, oh, it's because of the peppermint. When I got out of the shower or the bathroom, you was putting it on the back of my legs. I was like, that burns.
I don't remember you telling me that.
Oh, now we don't remember.
I really don't. I don't remember that. Anyway. Yeah, simply said, Nicole had cellulitis from her poison ivy. Okay, let's move on to the skin. This is also good for eczema, psoriasis, moles, warts, and skin tags.
Not touching that.
I thought you said you wanted to tell your story.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the dog.
No, but I thought you wanted to tell your story.
No. Everybody knows my story. Everybody in here, all 75 people, know what you did to me.
Why? I didn't do that on purpose. I really didn't.
Yeah, just like you didn't purposely forget to tell me about the one about the hemorrhoids that I tasted.
Okay, so Lady Apiary said that she tried the breathe on her feet. I wouldn't put breathe on your feet. Breathe would be chest, throat. Basically, the big thing is to tent it. Put it in your hands and tent it and breathe it. So, yeah, skin tags. That sounds like a great story. Are there any good oils for burns? Yes, lavender and frankincense. Okay, so let's move on since nobody wants to tell a skin tag story.
Go ahead and tell it.
Okay, long story short, when we first started doing the oils, one of the things that somebody told me, I didn't read it anywhere, someone told me that it was good for skin, that oregano was good for skin tags. So we got in our big kit that had all of our oils, and Jason has some skin tags on the inside of his armpits. So, not knowing that this oil is a hot oil, I took a drop and I dropped it on his skin tag.
And that's so not true. She knew. She just forgot.
So, I didn't, well, okay, hold on. Someone had told me that it was a hot oil, but I had used it before, not diluted, and I had not felt it be hot. Let's just put it that way. So, then I dropped a little drop of oil on his armpit where the skin tag was. And I kind of rubbed it on there and, made that work. And, and so he's laying there with his arm up like this, and it's like right here. And he's sitting there, and all of a sudden he's like, whew, Robin, this is a little warm. And I was like, what? He's like, Robin, I'm not playing. This is getting hot. And I'm like, are you serious? I was like, suck it up, Marine. It's okay. You'll be fine. He's like, no, I don't think you understand. My armpit feels like it's on fire. And I was like, oh no. Is it really, do they really mean hot oil? That like really hot? And he is at this point, he is dying. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this. And so then he decides that it's a great idea to go wash it off.
No, see, you're leaving out a huge part. I was sitting like this, and I'm like, and she's arguing with me. She's like, suck it up, Marine, suck it up, Marine. And I went like this, and I'm like, woman, this is getting hot. Well, when I went like this, the oil went all over.
Yeah, that's right. He had moved his arm, and so it had spread everything, right? So, bits of burning. So, he gets this great idea that he's going to go run into and this is back when we still had the shower. So,
yeah, I still got the skin tag, Mama.
Because he's sitting there, and so he's trying to wash it off. But we all remember science class, right?
Look, I wasn't thinking about no freaking science class. I was thinking about my pits.
Water and oil does not mix. So what happened is instead of it washing it away,
it spread it.
It spread it all over his arm, and it was down around the side of his arm. It's up his bicep.
That would be the tricep.
I'm sorry, tricep. It was everywhere. I was dying. So, no, David, I would, no. So anyway, then what little bit of knowledge I had at the time was that lavender was one to counteract that. So I grabbed the lavender. I put the lavender on the skin tag, and almost immediately, he was like,
look, I got blisters.
He did. He had 2nd-degree burns, guys. And that was from and the thing is that you got to be careful with this because it is an oil that's pretty fluid, so it will drop out pretty quick. So, and that's the other reason why I say when you guys are...
Claire, you better use the capital M.
Stop. Yeah, water and oregano don't mix. So you really have to be careful with this oil. That's why I did not let him put a full drop on the artichoke. No matter how much he was eating, I didn't want it to burn him on the way down.
And my armpits, I didn't wear deodorant for a month.
No, it was a week. But
because my pits smelled like spaghetti.
But
Dog followed me everywhere.
But it did not take the skin tag off, and I imagine that is because I think you're supposed to use it more than once. But you're supposed to dilute it, guys. You gotta, all that funny story to tell you that this oil is no joke. you have to be careful with this oil because it will burn. And I'll tell you, even when I do
Fire!
when I do when I do that's funny. When I do this on my feet and I put I'll put maybe almost a quarter size amount of lotion and 2 drops of oil, and I rub it, and no matter how flowery or sweet it smells, it still overpowers. Like, you cannot smell whatever lotion it was. It smells like oregano. There's no, nothing you can do to get rid of it. But so what we would do is I'll rub it on my feet, and it warms my feet, y'all. I mean, it's still warm, so that'll tell you. And Tawana, that's why I didn't let him eat a whole bit of it, because I don't want to have to deal with that at all. But I will tell you, it does well with canker sores. But again, you have to dilute it.
I wonder if that's how you can get an Italian wife.
I don't know. Okay, so muscular wise, because of its warming effect, this is good for pulled tendons, chronic inflammation, burning muscles. It's got analgesic properties. So anyway, so that it can definitely work for that. Like you were talking about with your tension headache, it definitely helped. So okay. No, it says email me at Big Bear Farms Oils, Susan. Anyway, nervous system, like I was saying before, carpal tunnel, multiple sclerosis, rheumatism, all of those. As far as respiratory system goes, this is good for bronchitis, cough, croup. It's an expectorant. It's also anticatarrhal, mucolytic, meaning that it helps eliminate mucus.
Would it help with shin splints?
Yeah, but I would think that you might use something different. You know what would probably be interesting, Claire, would be to do a lotion where you put a little bit of oregano and a little bit of peppermint in there, where it would have the heat and the cooling.
Like an icy
like
hot.
an icy hot. I'd like to play around with that. I think that would be cool. For a muscle rub, I would say 1 to 2 drops, and at least, I would say anywhere from a nickel to a quarter size amount of lotion. So that's what I would do. And not what I would do, it's what I do use. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Eucalyptus, that's what I was just getting ready to say. Like peppermint or eucalyptus, that's another one that would be good. If you take it for bronchitis, again, Mama, I would not take it internally. I would just rub it right on your chest. I would put a little bit of lotion and then put that on your chest and just let it permeate through your skin. And be able
Teal
to
House,
do that.
you or JS hit me up if you guys are going to let me be in that collab together.
Okay, we got about 10 minutes. Let's see. As far as men's health goes, this for prostate infection, any kind of infection in that lovely area.
Hold up.
This would be, again, this would be an internal or something I would put up through my feet. I would not put it anywhere near that area.
Better not.
Yeah, no.
No, ma'am.
No.
Nah, I'll die of cancer. No, you're not putting that on Mr. Choo Choo.
This is also good for urinary tract infections too. So, again, can we grow eucalyptus in our climate?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Okay, so here's the big one. Anti-parasitic. So here's our other story about this oil and how effective this oil is. And if you have not paid attention to anything else we've said, pay attention to this. If you have livestock or you have pets, you want to listen to this.
Yes. Okay. Now, everybody knows about Apollo. Okay?
Yes, Apollo's awesome. We love Apollo.
Well,
love you, Maria.
Apollo ate a flea or something before his flea medication must have kicked in. Well, anyway, long story short, he got the tapeworm.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody that if you've ever had to deal with any type of parasitic worms before, you know the most expensive worm your animal can get is the tapeworm.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's not in here, but Hope was the one that kind of helped us out because she used to be a vet tech. And so we sent her pictures and she said,
yep,
absolutely, that is tapeworm. So we knew what it was.
Yeah. So we started taking a drop of oregano
Oregano.
and putting it on a hot dog.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it was a wrestling match between me and Apollo to get him to eat said hot dog because the first time he just ate it real quick and then he was like, and then the next day, because you got to give him one drop
3 days.
For 3 days, wait a week, and then do it again.
I think we're going to try next time if we have to next time, is like peanut butter or something that can kind of mix it around a little.
And, now see, that just hurts, Suburban. You know what? And, but it worked. It cleared him right up. He's putting weight back on, and so now we just do it once a month as a preventative.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some reason Apollo likes to eat cow poo. He's weird, but
so this is a natural dewormer. Now another story is at the beginning of the summer, we thought that Daisy might be a little wormy.
Because we brought on 3 calves,
mm-hmm.
and they had tapeworm,
mm-hmm.
and they had it bad, and so we gave them the oregano on a leaf on an apple.
Well, we mixed it in their feed too. We would
Mm-hmm.
just put a couple of drops in their big feed bucket, and that's what we did.
And it wore it out.
Ginger Rose, we gave Apollo, who weighs about 100 pounds, 1 drop. So I would just do
I would do 1 drop. Tapeworms are fierce.
I don't know. Ginger, I have your email. Let me get in contact with one of my friends that uses it as a protocol all the time. I'll ask her what she would recommend. How much does your cat weigh, roughly? Let's see. Was it oregano that one of the chicken feed companies... Yes, that's absolutely right, Green Gables. They put oregano in their water, I think. I think they said they put it in their watering system.
Yeah. See, that's a good idea Arnie has. Just get those capsules and...
Yeah, you could do that. You probably could. That would work.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't bought any yet. I just keep forgetting to do that. So they can also swallow one. Yeah. Could I mix the oil with coconut oil to ingest it? Yeah, probably. But I would say Ginger, I'll get back to you. I have your email. I'll message her as soon as we get off of this stream, and I'll send you a message.
That's probably going to be a dip of a Q-tip or a
it's probably
toothpick.
going to be a toothpick. But I'll find out for you, and we'll figure it out. That's not a problem. And I feel passionate, obviously, enough about that. I know how well this stuff works.
As a matter of fact, just to clarify, you want to send her a thing?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, Ginger, here's the rules. We're going to send you a sample of the oregano.
We'll find out how much the protocol is
We'll
for it.
we'll find out how you got to use it. Send it to you. You use it. I don't know if you make videos or not. If you make videos, please make a video about it.
Mm-hmm.
If not, please come back to the next live stream after you've treated her and
Let me know.
let us know.
Mm-hmm.
You share your experience. If you'll agree to that, we'll send you some.
Yeah.
So that way you guys ain't just hearing all of these stories from us all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing, and I'll tell you, we used it before we ever took Apollo to the vet, and he should have had some just small minor worm-ish kind of issue just from how much he runs around and eats poop. And we took him to the vet, and she was like, and Jason thought for sure he had some kind of worm, but it really was, he had none. Like,
Yeah.
she was like,
She
he
came
had
back in and she
absolutely
was
no
like,
parasites.
What vet were you taking Apollo to before?
Before.
Or said he didn't go to a vet before.
How does this dog not have
And
any
then
kind
how
of
doesn't he have
worms?
any? He has absolutely
No eggs, no
no
nothing.
eggs. No, we tested it because they
Yeah.
and
Yep.
nothing.
And then we told her oregano oil, and she was like, well,
I guess that
I guess that could work. But then when we went and took him back, Jason went and took him to the doctor before we could treat him, and that's what it was. And so we brought him home and we treated him, and and that's the thing is, Ginger, what you may have to do, because with tapeworm, the way I understand it, you have to treat them for 3 days, then you have to wait a week. And then treat them again.
Do it again.
Because you're getting rid of all the eggs.
The eggs.
So you have to get rid of that as well. So that's going to be the protocol. I'll send you all that in the email. Let's see. All right. We got 3 minutes left, guys. Oh, one last thing.
Okay, well, who are the winners?
They are Always New Times, Mud Pie Girl, and then Ginger will be the third. I didn't have a third email.
No, Ginger's something totally different.
I didn't have another email. Huh?
Okay, well then, because Susan Sullivan came in and announced when she first came in, that's what she said. So Susan Sullivan's the third one.
Okay.
Is Susan Sullivan still in here?
Yes, she was just a second ago.
Well, yeah, and you.
No, she was still in here.
That's if Susan Sullivan's still in here. If Susan Sullivan's not in here, she's not going to win. I'm going to give it away to somebody else. You still got to be in here. So you better say something, Susan.
Lady, I don't think so. Dried oregano, you're getting rid of a bunch of the good stuff. I mean, it's still minor, but not like Now, as far as if you were to grow it and maybe give it raw to your animals, that might help. There she is, see?
Yep.
BC's wife is selling quilted pillows, hams, and quilts. Cool. All right.
Ginger's already getting hers, Susan.
Susan, I'm gonna send, because didn't she's got one coming to her anyway, so I'll just send her the second one with it. So I didn't get a chance to go to the mail today because it was
Martin Luther King.
So anyway, all right, it's 9:59, guys.
So we got to go over for the very last, the final show.
The finale.
The finale of finales. The end all be all.
Okay, that's enough.
The grand poobah.
There you go.
The big shebang.
She's on.
Okay. Well,
everybody go on over there?
Go on over to Urban Girl Maria. Susan, you're going to get your oregano and the other one.
Okay, thanks.
And Ginger, send us your address, please, ma'am. And we will...
John, cheese doesn't work because he smells it from a mile away. I just wanted to let you know that real quick.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for coming by. And like always,
Have a nice day.
have a nice day.